to clean up. Amazing audience, we are live with no other than Joanne Penns. That's Amanda's finger cleaning them. That's cuteness.
That's cuteness.
Great pleasure to connect with you.
Yes, same here.
How are you doing?
Great.
Which of your talents is responsible for us connecting?
Family love.
So Joanne is family, and she and her husband actually got all of this going today. All of these conversations you'd have seen in this room that we're at right now. Who did you learn family love from?
Mother and father. Absolutely.
How did they teach you that?
Well, basically my dad would always say that family is the stranger that you haven't yet met, that when you do, you build a relationship with, and after time, they become your family. My husband was a stranger to me at one point, and now we're family.
Ooh. Now, to see Joanne steady and sit still is not going to happen, right? Like, she is the one that goes, she's sizzling.
Yes, absolutely. I'm high on life.
Yes, which is good.
Yes.
Why will you continue to be that person that is high on life?
Because there was a point in my life where I wasn't quite sure if life would continue. So, in 2015, I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. And the battle with that was a tough one. So now I value just the simplest thing, like being able to hear a cricket in the garage excites me. Because it means that I am living and very much alive to even experience that.
That's amazing.
Yes.
How does it make you feel to be that person now?
I am happy that I am the person that I am now. And in a very strange way, I'm a better person now because of my battle. Yes.
And that's fascinating to me. Sometimes we take the thing that's bad and then we isolate it and then we say it's the worst thing as opposed to seeing the good it created in some way or the other. And you've done that. Like, you've reframed your mindset, your views to everything. Like, I mean, that cricket probably was screaming for years, right?
Absolutely. Him and all his relatives.
Which brings us to another thing. Like, what's one thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
Make sure that I'm being a servant to others.
How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel more alive, makes me be reminded of my purpose. It reminds me that life is worth living, and without serving, you're really not living. That Jesus Christ was the greatest servant that we ever had, and if he, as the Son of God, can serve, who am I?
Now, serving is a big thing. I saw what you all are doing with Heaven Healing Hands, right?
Yes.
Please explain more about that.
Heaven's Healing Hands is a nonprofit organization that my husband and I started. It is focused on serving the needs of the homeless, our homeless veterans, brothers, and our sisters, those that are less fortunate. So we are in the process of forming a coalition of like-minded people that are just as passionate as we are to serve this community.
That's great. Now, out here is hot. How does the homeless community survive in this heat? Like, what have you seen them doing?
It's brutal. Here in Arizona, we get up to 116, 117, and they need things like water. They need a safe environment to live in. They need shelter from the element, quite naturally. And some of our states in the east, the homeless there may deal with winter, but here it's the heat. So we just basically try to provide pop-up villages in which we provide water and toiletries and a lot of the basic necessities that they need.
Where's the best place for people to connect with what you're doing?
The best place to connect with us would be on Facebook, heavenshealinghands.org. And there they can sign up to volunteer or donate. I believe my husband's coming soon, so he will expand. Expand on that.
How are volunteers reacting though after they've done their time on volunteering? How do they react?
I think a lot of them that volunteer, most of them have done this for the first time. So it's kind of like a shock when they realize who are actually the faces of our homeless brothers and sisters. Sometimes we think people that are homeless are those who might be on some kind of substance, or they might have caused their homelessness. But you may come across the person. We met a young man last month that actually had a PhD in education. So he went through a divorce, then depression stepped in, he lost his job, he pretty much lost everything. So here's an individual that has excelled education-wise, but now he's homeless and he needs help.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you're a person that is there. Love that. I love that. Yeah, yes. I'm really proud of you for doing that too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You get things done, don't you?
It's the only way to operate, because an idea without action is just an idea that passes. So we have to always make sure that if there's an idea that we're embarking on, we have to put action with it. It's kind of like making a cake. That has to be one of the main ingredients in there for it to come to fruition.
Love that. Well, let's switch gears for a moment.
Okay.
Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. What is your earliest childhood memory?
My grandmother going to the porch to get fresh fish from the fisherman that comes every morning.
Wow.
That would be my first memory. She would make something called fry dry.
Right.
That would be my
I could
first
eat fry
early.
dry now. Oh gosh. How old do you think it was?
I would say probably about 5.
Why do you think that memory is so clear?
Because she had a very powerful influence on me. She was a woman that was full of serving her community. She would cook, make all kinds of goodies, sweet breads, and all kinds of stuff that she would share with people in the neighborhood and kids. So I think maybe that's why that memory sticks with me. It's the first person that I observed at a very early age serving others.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
That memory sparked the desire to serve, but of course that was then increased with having the parents that I had. Mom and dad, they served a lot. I come from a family, as you know, that serves. So I think that's where the seed was planted, and only continues to grow today.
That's intriguing. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Yes.
I love the idea of hope can be ready-made. And that looks like, when we were speaking earlier on, was like, there's a place you could fish, right? And you could go and you could just do this and you get the trout, right? Yes. And then they fix it and then they cook it and then it's there.
Yes.
Yeah, to see that, you are now creating that for other people. You all are talking about the baths where people could just, they're homeless, but they can ready-made baths, ready-made goodness that could, like hope, ready-made hope, and how that could be manufactured. And to see Granny do that, and you see the process, and you're doing that, you and Guy are doing that now, it's fascinating.
Yes, well, the mantra here is being the change that you wish to see in the world, and it starts with you.
Yeah.
If all of us embrace that ideology, then we will see a shift in the world. Things will get better.
I love it. All right, so if we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh gosh, it had to be Michael Jackson.
Right.
I didn't realize he was actually singing about a rat back then. Yeah, that would be one of my favorite songs.
All right, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Joanne, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Absolutely.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
Or about 3 hours a week?
Possibly.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
About 8.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Joanne Penns, what would you say that is?
God is still in the miracle business, and I represent that miracle.
Love it. Joanne, this is a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would say that wherever you're viewing us from, note that there's homelessness wherever you're viewing from. I will implore you to just be that change you wish to see in the world, and it starts with you. Get involved.
Love it. Joanne Penns, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you so much.
Did you have fun?
Yes!
High five! Boom!